The movies were speaking, the market was peaking. We lived off the fat of the land. But the banquet was ending, a plague was descending. The day of the locust at hand. But at the Bijou bitter gall became as sweet as brandy, and humble pie turned into cotton candy. America was standing in bread lines. Dillinger was stealing all the headlines. But down at the Bijou, people said lines like boop boop be doop, boop boop be doop. Through the Dust Bowl, the black winds were wailing. The rivers were rising, Ohio was bailing, but little Shirley Temple always had clear sailing. On board the good ship Lollipop, Andy Hardy never had to go hungry. There was no bank panic at Tarzan's Branch. Il Duce and the Führer couldn't have been obscurer on the planet Mongol or the Melody Ranch.
When popcorn was still a nickel, and soda pop only a dime, this old movie house was the hub of activity on a Saturday afternoon. Hi, I'm Scott Devaney, inviting you to step back in time with me today as I take in a matinee at the Bijou. A mixed bag of movie magic awaits us on this edition of Matinee at the Bijou. Following previews of coming attractions, the Bijou presents Toyland Broadcast. A toy store comes to life in this marvelous musical cartoon produced by Rudolph Ising in color. Next, beautiful Constance Bennett, who had an entire line of beauty aids bearing her famous name, shows milady the delicacies of preparing for the careworn world in our color short, Daily Beauty Rituals. Then it's on to Chapter 1 of our all-new serial, The Lost City of the Jungle. In this pulse-pounding serial, sinister warmonger Sir Eric Hazarius, played by Lionel Atwell, is bent on ruling the world. And our hero, Rod Stanton, investigator for the World Peace Foundation, is out to stop him. Following the serial, it's cowboy superstar Johnny Mac Brown in one of his best films, Between Men. Johnny and veteran actor William Farnham pulled out all the stops in this Western classic. All in all, quite a lineup. So, shall we?
He's just trying to scare us. We'll show him we got our rights. See, I want you to donate your empty lot.
Paul, you never treat me like a woman. All my other gentlemen callers have something else to talk about besides real estate.
He probably ain't had a caller in 20 years.
I know you'll be glad.
Pearl Harbor? Is that why we are fighting? Or is it because of Britain? Czechoslovakia. Poland.
On the 10th, sweetheart.
And how long is that? Day?
3 days, sweetheart.
Well, you don't forget it, because if you do...
When you grow up, you ought to know what to sing. Ooh, then you'll never be a social blow up, but you can show up with Bing. Beep, 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 da da bo beep, do. Ooh, wah, wah. Beep, 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 da da bo beep, do. Ooh, wah, wah. Oh, the Mississippi moon is shining way up in Maine. All the Eskimos are pining for this refrain. Beep, 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 da da bo beep, do. Ooh, wah, wah. Beep, beep, beep. do. Ooh, wah, wah. Beep, 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 da, da, bo, be, do. Ooh, wah, wah. Oh, the Mississippi moon is shining way up in Maine. All the Eskimos are pining for this refrain. When the moon comes over the mountain, every dream is a memory of beep, 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 da, da, bo, be, do. Ooh, wah, la, do, da, do, da, do, 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 do.
That's only the beginning, folks. Only the beginning. Because next we have...
The old maestro and all the toys. Oh, well for me.
That's the maiden, dark half siren, the Congo sweetheart, coming back to you. Wide-eyed woman, native dream girl, jungle fever is in my blood for you. Ever see the jungle in the middle of the night? Ever see the jungle with the animals that cry? Put me in the Congo and the jungle and I'm right. Got that fever, jungle fever, oh, you know the reason that I long Oh, baby, I've got jungle fever. Wide-eyed woman, yeah, man. Native finger, yeah, man. Jungle fever is in my blood for you. Bom, 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 bom.
hope I'm going to be able to help you all with any problems you might have by showing you exactly how I go about my daily skincare myself. First, I use my cleansing cream. Before starting anything, one should start out with a clean slate, as it were. I like my particular brand of cleansing cream because for my temperamental skin, it is neither too oily or too dry. And above all, it doesn't grow fuzz.
Miss Bennett, it's 7:35, you know. Your bath is ready.
Thank you, Mary. I'm coming. Now I apply my stimulant cream. Just for a few minutes because it only starts stimulation. Remember I said stimulation is the basis of my skin treatment? Just like brushing your teeth is stimulation for your gums, makes your gums healthy, and brushing your hair is stimulation for your scalp and makes your hair strong and healthy, and oh, I could go on for hours. There. Now I'm almost ready for my mask. Just take it off a little bit and then I apply my complexion mask. Just a thin, thin layer is necessary, but it really starts deep circulation.
All ready, Miss Bennett?
All right, Mary, I'll be with you in just a minute. Though it's only necessary for you to leave your mask on for as long as it takes to take a bath, some girls wait until evening to take a bath. So, those girls can leave their masks on while they're preparing breakfast, or even while they're drinking their morning coffee. Just between us, I've done that very thing when I've tried to steal a few more minutes of sleep in the morning.
But, Miss Bennett, it's 7:45.
Oh, all right. She's like an alarm clock, isn't she? Now, I'd be lost without my glow base, because without clogging my pores, it allows my skin to breathe just as though it weren't there, and keeps my makeup intact for hours. This is very important to all of us women, because the only time that we're not on parade is the time we spend in front of our dressing tables, and sometimes not even then. Now my cream rouge. Lots of women think that cream rouge is very difficult to use, but maybe they're just lazy. Because once you use your glow base, you'll find that cream rouge is the only kind to use. It blends easily and stays on. And now for my powder. I only put a little all over my face because I like a sheen. And sometimes, on informal occasions, I don't use any powder at all, just my glow base. It gives my face a nice, lustrous glow. And now my lipstick. I'd like to say this about lipsticks. For years, I bought every one I've ever heard about. But I either ate them all off with my food or left them on the cheeks of my son when I kissed him good night or good morning. Never did any part stay on me. Most discouraging. This one at least stays on, and I think perfection that any that exists. And remember that to be beautiful and natural is the birthright of every woman.
Come on, Mommy, I'm waiting to have breakfast with you.
My Lord and Master's voice, I must go. So now, goodbye, and I wish you all loads and loads of loveliness and good luck.
Gentlemen, my government requested me to talk to you unofficially while I'm here at the peace conference.
Are we to understand from your remarks that your government wishes us to establish an office of our United Peace Foundation in your country?
Yes, provided your sources of income are independent, controlled neither by governments nor by special interests.
Tell him, boy.
You know about our founder, do you not?
Winner of the Nobel Peace Prize, assuredly.
Then you know he left his wealth to this organization.
Yes, one of the world's largest fortunes.
A percentage of our trust funds is now invested in every nation where we have an office.
We're interested only in one cause, world peace. One world, if you wish.
Yet you have your own secret agents. Why?
They're always warmongers. We check on their activities unceasingly. Here's a case in point.
Sir Eric Hazarius. Warmonger is putting it mildly.
War criminal, but try and prove it.
Manipulator of fascistic cartels, super salesman of armaments.
Rod Stanton, our best agent, is watching Sir Eric now.
We're being followed again.
Rod Stanton, probably. He's a hard man to lose.
We've done it before. How about now?
Might be a good idea.
The steering wheel, something's gone wrong.
So some few hours ago, halfway around the world, in faraway San Francisco, death came ironically to mysterious Sir Eric Hazarius. Ironically, because this sinister promoter of destruction died only a few miles from where delegates to the World Peace Conference were meeting to outlaw war.
An awful way to die.
I heard what the man said. So now he's gone. So now what's going to happen to us?
Yeah. Here we are with a schooner on our hands, chartered for Sir Eric.
Yeah, we don't know why or where he was going.
Oh, I'm not worried.
Sir Eric.
That's what I like about you, Marlowe. You are a realist. Don't worry about the dead. You can't help the living.
Yeah, but the radio just said...
The radio is just telling everyone exactly that what Sir Eric and I wants everyone to believe. Sir Eric Hazarius is dead.
Call me Geoffrey London. And only Geoffrey London.
Sit down.
Who are you?
I am Sir Eric's confidential secretary.
Oh, yeah, I've heard of you, Melbourne.
Mr. Malborn.
Secretaries don't mean nothing to me. I take my orders from Sir Eric.
You have been taking orders from me for a long while, and also has Sir Eric. As we must work together now, you may as well know the truth. A secret the world has yet to discover. I am the man back of Sir Eric. Sit down.
Talk about surprises. A new boss? Sir Eric isn't dead like we thought.
Kelso was in San Francisco.
Oh, Kelso, huh?
Valuable man, Kelso. Smart, perfect double two.
He sure was. You never could tell which of them was which.
Neither could the police. Well, that's the way it goes. A defective steering gear, car burning, and poor old Hamlin with him.
Well, having this tub and a native crew ready instead of Sir Eric's yacht is beginning to add up.
I don't get it.
I do. We won't be followed this trip.
Your guess is perfect. Marlowe, I am tired of Sir Eric being under constant surveillance by the FBI, Scotland Yard, the Sûreté.
And Rod Stanton. Yeah, aren't we all? Where were you and Sir Eric hiding?
In a villa above the harbor. We have been there for the last 3 months.
Hey, all these precautions make this sound like something really big.
Big? Suppose I am on the track of a defense against the atomic bomb.
Every nation in the world would want to buy it.
Sure, and the one that does get it will be the boss, because it's only safe to use the atomic bomb if nobody can use it against you.
Yeah, but how does this schooner tie in?
Merely a blind. It will take you and Sir Eric part way.
What about you?
I'm going ahead.
Going where?
To Pendrang.
Pendrang. Never heard of it.
You will. After leaving the schooner, you will fly in over the Himalayas.
But what does an out-of-the-way hole like that got to do with atomic bombs?
Yeah. I have reason to believe the only mineral that makes defense against the atomic bomb possible is there and nowhere else.
Splendid, splendid. And now, have you prepared Zalabar for Geoffrey London?
There you are, gentlemen. You are now looking at Geoffrey London, Esquire.
And so I repeat, gentlemen, what I said almost a month ago. It was not Sir Eric Hazarias, but his double that was killed when his car went over the cliff and burned.
But you have no proof, Rod. That's just a hunch.
More than that, Mr. Bowen.
Oh, I know. You thought you saw Sir Eric light his cigar with his left hand when you know him to be right-handed. Moreover, you have since been unable to find any new evidence to support your theory.
That was true until an hour ago. But this telegraphic report from Tal Shan confirms my opinion. It's just been decoded. Arrangements, gentlemen, mean some sort of a plan. Tal Shan and I happen to know that Marlowe and Johnson are secret agents for Sir Eric.
And you want us to gamble with you, I suppose, on the chance that you're right?
Yes, sir. And send me at once to Pendrang.
Anybody, Miller, would try and fly into Pendrang now gets me. Fools are usually brave. Sometimes they're lucky. This one's named Rod Stanton. Lucky so far.
I was told I was to sign for the gas. Is that right?
Right, Mr. Stanton. Here. I'd turn back if I was you.
Headwinds?
Worst in the world. That's why no one can get into Pendrang by air this time of year. You can't get in, period. Just as bad overland. Passes are all frozen solid by now.
Thanks, I'll take a chance.
Another thing about fools, Miller. They never take advice.
That's what Sir Eric figured about this one. I'll radio Zalabar.
Where's Sir Eric? Well, he's out with Greb, establishing himself here in Zalabar as Geoffrey London.
Oh, smart, but
what's the matter? Something up?
What's up, Marlowe?
A radio message for Sir Eric.
You two might as well get used to it now as later. Reports for Sir Eric are reports for me. Give it to me. This report from Aga makes me feel better. Good man, Miller and Ward.
Yeah, but how come you ever let Stanton get as far as Aga?
Geography, Johnson. Geography.
Oh. Anything that happens in the middle of the Himalayas can't be blamed on us, huh?
Exactly.
Lucky so far, no farther.
Me to show myself now. You get tired and cold back here stowed away. And now that it's night, I don't think you'll return to Aga just to put me off.
You're right. Now look, I haven't got time to be polite. You're here, so you may as well know the truth.
I do. The odds are against us getting over the hump. That's why I didn't ask you to take me with you at Bakwa. I knew you wouldn't.
It's worse than that. I'm flying this route, the most dangerous in the world, for the first time in my life.
I know that, too. None of the pilots would take you.
Okay, then, for whatever comes. Who are you?
Marjorie Elmore. Professor Elmore of the Jeffrey London Archaeological Expedition is my father.
I've heard of him. A lot of help you are to him.
Meaning, I suppose, that he may have to look for a lost daughter instead of a lost city?
Meaning just that. You hear what I hear? That engine's going fast.
Where are the parachutes?
In the rear compartment.
They aren't here.
Somebody must have wanted more than we do. That's no accident. We've only got one chance now. TS-37. Stanton calling TS-37. And the engines are missing badly. I can't possibly get over those mountains.
Just what is your present position, Rod?
According to my chart, I'm 5 miles southeast of Kalmafa Peak.
There's a sort of plateau below that peak. Make a forced landing there. I'll get a searching party out.
I'll see if I can make it.
If the searching party misses you, I'll fly my plane out the first thing in the morning.
Wish me luck. I'm trying to make the landing now.
We made it.
We better go out and see how we're fixed. We'll be in constant danger from slides.
If we leave the plane, how will the search party find us?
We'll head towards Halmafa Peak. I gave that as my bearing. It'll be tough going.
Yes, this is Tal Shan. What about the search for Stanton and the girl? Have you started yet?
Your message had to be relayed many miles. The mountain men are gathering now for the search.
I'm sorry I stowed away on your plane, Rod. I know I'm a hindrance, but I can't go any farther.
I'd be glad you came along, Marjorie, if we weren't in such danger. We'll rest a while. Now it's daylight. Either the search party or Tal Shan should spot us.
Dr. Strong, it don't hurt anymore.
Well, that's just fine, son.
How is he, Doc?
It's a bad burn, Wellington. And I'm afraid he's going to carry that scar for the rest of his life. I don't think there's any use of a bandage, but you must watch out for infection.
I'll have to get someone to kind of help me care for him. His mother, you know, is dead.
I'm sure you can find some for you.
I sure appreciate all that you've done for me, Doc.
Oh, that's all right, Wellington. Goodbye.
Goodbye, sir. Now then, you young rascal. Come here to Daddy. Right now, I want to take a look at this myself, you know. You know, your daddy wants to take a peek at this, too. Ooh, well.
It's all better now, Daddy.
Yes, I see it is much better. Don't hurt me more, does it?
No.
Now then, how'd you like to go and climb aboard that nice little pony that's all your own, eh? All right. Go along. Wonderful girl, Doc. Can't understand Sir George letting her go this way.
Poor girl. So that's the man she just married, eh? Ever seen him around? No. He looks like a Western man to me.
And I understand Sir George won't even meet him.
No, he told his daughter to get out of the house.
Sir George, you can't drive your daughter away like this.
Dr. Strong, my daughter has made her choice. She will have to suffer the consequences. Good day, sir.
Say, I understand she had to marry the man.
That's right. And what's more, stop your filthy tongues. All right. Sir George! Take those words back or I'll...
Wait, think something what we heard.
Lies! A pack of lies!
He's dead.
Dead? Dead? My boy, dead? Is there a chance, Doctor?
There may be if we hurry. Where can we take him?
To my house.
Oh, Luke. Oh. Johnny around anywhere? Yeah, you'll find him around back.
Hello, Mr. Burton.
Hello, Johnny. How's the gun?
I think it's all right.
All right. From where you've been shooting, I'd say it's perfect. Well, by the way, how is Sir George lately?
Much better, thank you.
You owe him a lot, Johnny. He certainly has brought you up in fine style. But I can't understand why you want to spend all your time in that blacksmith shop.
Maybe it's because I'm a bit sentimental about Dad's place. However, I'm deeply grateful to Sir George.
But, Sir George, you can't do that.
Wyndham, you're my lawyer. I want you to draw my will as I dictate.
But, Sir George, you don't quite realize what you're doing. Leaving everything to this Wellington boy is preposterous. Not only is he the son of a murderer, but...
Stop it, Wyndham. Remember that indirectly, I was responsible for Wellington's plight. Since that day,
believing his son dead. He has become a fugitive, an outlaw, but only because society made him so. As far as the boy is concerned, his father is dead.
Then let me point out a technicality of the law. You want to leave your fortune to Johnny. What about your granddaughter? Suppose she should turn up. What then? She could and would, no doubt, contest the will. After all, she's your own flesh and blood. You can't really ignore that, you know.
Wyndham, 18 years ago, my daughter walked out of my life. Her child is no concern of mine. This boy has taken their place.
Your stubbornness is deplorable, Sir George.
Perhaps. Nevertheless, you draw my will as I request.
Good day.
Johnny, what you doing here?
Your daughter was beautiful, wasn't she? Honestly, Sir George, wouldn't you like to have her here?
Perhaps I would, Johnny. But that can never be. She passed away when her child was born.
But wouldn't it be nice to have your grandchild take her place?
Johnny, where did you...
I couldn't help but overhear your conversation with Wyndham.
What did you hear? Did you hear us discussing your father?
Why, no, I didn't. I was just coming in as Wyndham was pointing out your obligation to your grandchild. Honestly, Governor, wouldn't you like to see her again?
Yes, Johnny. I've longed for my own. She does belong here.
Then I'm going to bring her here, to you.
I'm afraid it's too late. Since my daughter passed away, I've never even heard from her husband. Gentry was his name. Had a ranch somewhere in New Mexico. A wild, unsettled place, I hear. I even had investigators tracing them. Never found their whereabouts. Perhaps the man has changed his name. Maybe they're dead. Who knows?
Sir George, if they're alive, I'll find them.
Hello there, old-timer.
Well, kind of surprised me. Didn't expect to see anybody around here.
Are you acquainted with this country?
Why, know it like a book. I reckon I've traveled about every trail in New Mexico.
Do you know anybody out here by the name of Gentry?
Gentry? No, I don't believe I do. But I'll tell you what. There's a fellow up here in the back country, a man by the name of Rand. If anybody knows him, it'd be him.
Where will I find him?
Well, I ain't never been up there personally myself, 'cause they call it a one-man trail. Rand don't allow anybody's own men to roam that range.
Oh, I see.
It's up towards Devil Basin. But if you get up in there, I'd advise you to be downright careful, 'cause there ain't no man ever been known to come back.
Well, thanks, old-timer.
Say, if you don't mind, I'll ride along with you. That is, as far as Sandy Flat.
Fine.
Will you have a cup of coffee before you go?
Sure.
It's all ready.
Gail.
Why so gloomy, Dad?
Worrying about you, Gail.
You mean Trent?
That and other things, I reckon.
Don't worry about me, Dad. Everything will be all right.
Coyote, huh? I'll try and get him.
What do you want, Trent?
Howdy, Miss Gale.
You'd better get out of here, Trent.
Oh, come now, Gale. Why can't you be sensible? After all, you've never given me...
I don't care to listen to anything you have to say, Trent. Get out of here. Keep your hands off me. I'm telling you once and for all.
Trent! Don't let me ever catch you around here again, Trent. Get going.
Now then, listen, it is. I aim to be right.
You just keep going.
All right. Whatever you say.
I reckon this wild country ain't no place for you, Gale. But I don't know how I'm ever gonna get you out here.
Oh, everything will be all right, Dad. Don't worry.
Gale. They're rustling our cattle. I wonder if Rand and his gang of outlaws are at the bottom of this. I'm going to find out.
What do you intend to do?
I aim to have a showdown with Rand.
Oh, but Dad.
This can't go on. I'm riding over in the morning.
Then I'm going with you.
All right.
Slim. What's the matter, Slim?
Rand's coming for you. Winters and the gal was over and told him about you being after her. And about some cattle rustling, too.
Yeah?
I'll be getting back before Rand finds out I've warned you.
What'll we do?
Well, let him come. There's two of us, ain't there?
There's Winters and the girl.
Come on.
What are you going to do?
I'm going to see that Winters don't get another chance to talk to Rand.
Dad! Dad!
Are you hurt, miss? What happened?
Those two men. They killed my father.
Hey, what are you doing with that girl?
Ran.
What happened, Gail?
Trent and Tempest. They killed Father.
Trent? Tempest?
Yes. And if it hadn't been for this man, they'd have taken me with them.
Gail, I admit I've got a tough bunch of men around me, but I want you to believe that I ain't no way responsible for what Trent and Tempest have done. Why, my men have always had orders to keep their hands off you and your dad. Why, we've been neighbors for a long time. I almost feel like you was my own little girl. Now, I want you to go to my ranch. Wait there until I come back.
But you...
I'm going to see that Trent and Tempest never bother you again. Will you two men please go with her?
Oh, please, Ren.
Now, don't worry about me.
Oh, don't let him go alone. He may never come back.
If they reach Whiskey Flats before he does, the Dobson gang's liable to make it downright uncomfortable for Ren.
Ran?
Yeah.
Did you call him Ran? I'll do all I can, miss. Pete, you take care of her.
Best driver in the world. Driving the stagecoach down.
Maybe Rand.
Tempest! Come on, Rand. Let's get out of here. Kinda handy with a gun, ain't you, son? A bit. Pulled me out of a tough spot tonight.
Why? The girl was kind of worried about you, and I thought maybe you might mean something to her.
You're right.
Oh, by the way, do you know anybody out here by the name of Gentry?
Son? Out in this section of the country, folks don't ask questions. What's your interest in the gentry folks?
I thought you said people out in these parts didn't ask questions.
Kind of quick in the head, too, ain't you? You know, boy, I've kind of taken a fancy to you. Now, if you're not heading for any place in particular, I could use a gunman. How about staying on my ranch a while?
How long has that girl lived out here?
All her life.
Well, maybe I'll consider your offer.
All right, boy. You can split up Tampus and Trent's belongings among yourselves.
Oh, I'm so glad he's safe. Did you have any trouble?
Well, not much.
Son, take the horses over to the corral. They've had a long run.
Very good, son.
Gail, I haven't very much to offer you, but I wish you'd kind of figure on staying here with me. At least you'd be safe, and you wouldn't be so lonesome.
Rand, I do appreciate your kindness. And I'm sure I'll be safe here.
Oh, all right. I'll have one of the boys drive you over in the buckboard, and you can bring back your things.
Get the buckboard, Rand, and drive Miss Gale over.
Who is he, Rand? What's his name?
Gail, I ain't much on asking questions of my men. And out here, names don't mean anything. We'll find out who he is. Gail, do you mind leaving us alone?
Why, no.
I want to talk to you. I've been watching you and Gail.
Why, yes, I intended to speak to you about it.
Well, won't be any need of that. That girl ain't for you, or any other man around here.
Why should you object, Rand?
Well, I have appointed myself her guardian. That girl ain't gonna waste herself on any drifter. Besides, she's leaving here shortly. Going to sell my cattle today to get money to send her back east. Some good school, where she'll have a chance to meet some worthwhile man.
That's mighty kind of you, Rand. But what about Gail and me? What if we care about each other?
You heard my order.
And if I should ignore it?
Then you'll have to answer to me.
All right, men, here's how. Now then, listen. If You men are willing to stick with me, we can wipe out Rand. And everything is ours.
That goes for me.
Yeah, that goes for me, too.
All right, then. We'll wait until Dobson and his gang join up with us. Then we'll strike.
What about that hombre? Put that crease in your head.
That's the one thing I'll take care of myself.
I tell you, I'm not taking orders from Rand.
But you're not like the rest of these men. Didn't you explain to him?
He didn't give me a chance to. Gail, you do care for me, don't you?
Of course I do.
And that's all that matters. I'm going to have a showdown with Rand just as soon as he gets back.
Now, don't get yourself excited. After all, Rand's intentions are good. I feel he'll change his mind after we talk with him. You said you came here to look for a girl, somebody's grandchild. What about her?
I'll tell you the truth, Gail. Since I've met you, I'd almost forgotten my mission. I guess I... Whose picture's this?
Well, that's a picture of my mother.
Your mother?
Why, yes.
Then you must be Sir George's grandchild. Your father ever speak of Virginia? About your mother's father, Sir George?
No. No, Father was always evasive about Mother's family. In fact, never referred to it. But there's a picture of my grandfather in here somewhere. Here, is that it? Is that Sir George?
Why, yes, that is Sir George. You're the girl I've been looking for. Your father must have assumed the name of Gentry.
Oh, how thrilling.
Where do you suppose he's going?
I don't know, but it leaves the girl alone. Say, why can't we have the gal as well as anybody else?
That's right.
Newcomer's going to grab her anyway. Being Rand's gone, what's going to stop us?
Well, I reckon now's as good a time as any.
Oh, Pete! Pete, I'm scared. Those men are...
You dirty coyotes, get back to the corral, or I'll... Winters girl.
Yeah, and with the umber that cursed you.
It's Trent. The boy didn't finish him. This means a fight, men.
It's Rand. Now's our chance, fellas.
Come on, let's take him. We're getting wiped out. Trent's come for the girl. You men hold them off as long as you can. I'm riding to the ranch.
Rand's getting out. We've got him whipped. Come on, let's follow that buckboard.
Joe, what are you doing here? What's happened?
That newcomer took Gale away in the buckboard. When I tried to stop him, he got me.
Carried Gale away, did he? Are you hurt bad, Joe?
Oh, I'll be all right.
You just rest easy. I'll be back.
Oh.
It's a deep cut, Gale. I'll try and find some water.
Just a minute. Close that door. So, thought you'd sneak off with Gale while I was away, eh?
Wait until I explain what happened, Rand.
There ain't nothing to explain. I gave an order.
But Rand, please
Keep
listen.
out of this, Gale. This is a matter between men. My gun is empty. You disobeyed my orders. Now I'm going to whip you with my bare hands.
You're forcing me into this, Rand. But you're making a big mistake.
You win, son.
I'm sorry it had to happen, Rand. If you'd only listened, it would have been easier on both of us. I wasn't running away with Gail.
He's telling you the truth, Rand. You see, we've discovered that I'm Gail Gentry.
You men spread out and see that they don't get away from the rear.
So you were brought up by Gail's grandfather. I'm mighty sorry for what I've done, Johnny. Just another mistake in my life. But you two are going back to Virginia. And I wish you all the happiness this old world can give. Johnny, that night at Whiskey Flats, you didn't quite finish Trent. He's in this section now, looking for you. But when I go out that door, he will be the only thing between you and a clear road ahead. So be on the lookout for him.
All right, Rand. Thanks.
No, I wonder if you'd do me a favor, John. That hat of yours. I'd like to have it just to remember you by.
Why, sure, if you really want it.
Thanks. Now, bye, Gail. Goodbye, my boy.
Gail, they're riding away. We were trapped. My hat. He knew we were trapped. Why, they mistook Rand for me. I'm giving you the chance, Trent. You didn't give Rand. Draw!
Rand, you did this for me. We could have fought it out together.
Trent had his gang. Odds too great. Much better this way.
But why did you do it?
I knew your father.
You knew my father?
Yes. When he lost you, he lost everything worthwhile in life. That's why John Wellington died a long time ago.
Yeah, well, tell me more about him. Rand.
You're tired, Gail.
A little.
Rand said we'd have a clear trail ahead. We'll make it.